Welcome, hive of scum and villainy, to Geek Salad's retro movie reviews from the Geek Salad podcast. I'm Andy.
I'm Mike.
I'm Joe.
And tonight we're doing something a little different, just like last week. Last week we didn't actually do a retro movie review. We actually looked forward to what's coming up on Disney Plus. Now that Disney Plus has launched, we want to take a moment to discuss pretty much the biggest show on the platform right now, the Star Wars series, The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. So we're going to keep this as spoiler-free as possible for anyone who hasn't gotten the chance to download the app yet, who hasn't signed up for the service, or for any of our friends who are anywhere else but in the United States right now.
Yeah, I was going to say all our friends in Europe and everything.
Oh my God, it's insane. Apparently, this is the highest pirated show on the Pirate Bay platform.
Well,
Can't imagine why. You know, it's the hottest show. It's the hottest show in years, and it's only available in one country.
Welcome back to the days of torrenting.
Yep.
And LimeWire.
So did it actually beat out Game of Thrones?
I think it may have. I mean, because this one is, it's a pay service, but it's also, it's Star Wars.
It's Star Wars, and deservedly so. I mean, I know we're going to get into it, but it's such a good show, and word of mouth. You can only do so much about word of mouth,
So my thought is we'll do most of this as spoiler free as possible, just giving our impressions on the first episode. Joe, I think you've already watched episode 2.
Yes, it dropped today, so
yeah. I'm gonna watch it after we do this. And Mike, how about you? You're watching it tomorrow, you said?
Either tonight or tomorrow.
Okay, cool. So yeah, first impressions on The Mandalorian.
Oh, it's so good. Such a badass.
It's what I love about this is that it definitely feels like they threw a ton of money at it.
Oh, you know what? Well, the first impression you get is this is way too good for TV. This is definitely cinematic in its feel, in its look. This is not a miniseries. This isn't the Thornbirds. This isn't Shogun. This is Lucasfilm threw the bank at Jon Favreau and say, "Go play with the toys."
Right.
Yeah. I mean, these are motion picture quality effects.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I found like 2 or 3 effects which looked a little CGE.
Yeah, but you can say that's true of even the best Marvel stuff, or the best, even in the current sequel trilogy, you can find something that looks doesn't that crosses the uncanny valley and kind of makes you go, oh yeah.
Oh, that. Yeah.
But by the same token, some of the effects really gave it an old school Star Wars feel, especially when he's trying to, I don't know, we're gonna get into spoilers, but there was a scene where you could tell it looked like something out of the original trilogy.
Yes. Yeah. It is. There's some really gorgeous stuff in this. I love too the Western feel. The fact that they I'm trying to remember the name of the composer here. The entire soundtrack. Ludwig Göransson.
Yeah.
Who
it's got a very
won an Oscar for Black Panther.
Well, and you pointed it out that it's got a very Sergio Morricone, I think you said it was.
It's
the guy he did all the spaghetti western soundtracks.
Yeah, all the Sergio Leone spaghetti westerns. This sounds just like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Yeah. And you're not the only one who's pointed it out. Every review I've seen of it, or like video discussion of the Mandalorian, has pointed out the exact same thing. That it calls back to this specific composer.
Although I will say that was, I didn't dislike it. It's just it was noticeable the fact that this is the first Star Wars movie that sounds different. It sounds anything like not John Williams.
Right.
But it's true, and when I first watched it, it really became noticeable. It was really noticeable. But as I've seen it, I've seen the episode like 3 or 4 times since then, and
Nice.
it starts to fit. It fits the feel of the feel that they're going for.
Yeah, no, I definitely liked it. I liked it a lot. It's it was noticeable that it was different.
Well, you know what was really noticeable was really the sections when there was no music.
Yeah.
Like if you notice in Star Wars, any of the Star Wars movies, there's always music. There's always music going on in the background. There's always a track playing or something.
There's an underscore in there somewhere,
somewhere, always
somewhere. Yeah.
In this one, there were a lot of long stretches of silence where they're just letting the action talk and do, let the action just everything for that scene.
The part that most noticed that was when he was walking through the city heading towards the Enclave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Well, that
doesn't really give away a plot point.
Well, that and the when he goes back to the Bounty Hunters Guild. Yeah. It was dead silent, and it's like, but there was still so much, but that added to that tension and to the drama of what was going on.
Yeah, I'm really loving the way it looks, because it does feel like old school original trilogy Star Wars. There are so many like old Foley effects.
Oh God,
that they're using. There are creatures.
I will say I was disappointed.
They're essentially using their dialogue, if you will.
Yeah. I was disappointed there was no Wilhelm scream.
There was no what? I'm sorry?
No Wilhelm scream.
Oh, yeah. Well, hashtag. Not
my Star Wars, yeah.
There was one that sort of sounded like a version of it, sort of.
Yeah.
That I don't know. Maybe I was just hearing things. I don't know.
So, what do you guys think of the cast and the acting?
Oh, top notch.
Pablo Pascal is so good, and I'm at the point where I don't care if I ever actually see his face.
No,
in fact, if he takes the helmet off, I want a smaller helmet underneath it.
He's so emotive with his body language and his head movements and his head tilts and stuff like that. And he doesn't have to like exaggerate it. Just little subtle kind of, not noticeable movements really you pick up on.
Yeah, I got one moment, but I'll wait for the spoilers.
We talk in the spoiler section about that.
Yeah.
I will say, if Werner Herzog doesn't get an Emmy for this, then it's a crime. It's a crime against humanity. Because just the way he's chewing it up, it's just like, that's the performance of the year.
And I said it before. I really hope that his Star Wars character name, which he's only credited as Client.
Right.
I really hope that his Star Wars name is Werner Herzog.
Because it is a Star Wars name.
It is absolutely a Star Wars name. Plus, he's at this point right now one of the only quote unquote real directors.
Yeah.
Directors that is standing up for franchise films right now. So
yeah.
But I mean, I loved everything about his scene, just the way he. It's like he was so earnest about it, but he was chewing it up at the same time.
It was in his eyes.
Yes.
Right. And that is essentially a 3-minute role.
Yeah.
That he did. Carl Weathers.
Oh, yeah. So far, so good. I want to see where he goes.
We didn't get a lot of it, but I do love that they're continuing with the Carl Weathers is super cheap in real life. Just like in Arrested Development. Oh, come on. There's plenty of meat on that bone.
Make a stock at that bone.
He's really good.
As long as he doesn't pay you in calamari flan.
But Imperial credits do spend.
It's not even enough to pay for fuel.
Friggin' Nick Nolte.
Oh.
I mean, I guarantee that wasn't him in the suit, but
no, it wasn't. But
it kind of looked like, all right, we're gonna make an Ugnaught, and we're gonna make it look like he just rolls out of bed onto a bed of empty Schlitz cans,
and it worked.
I want to see more of that character.
I have spoken.
Mm.
That is going to be the Star Wars. That's going to be the Star Wars line for every fan for the next year and a half. I have spoken.
I've spoken. I really love him. And then,
it's perfect if you want to end the conversation, just walk away. I have spoken, and just walk away.
I got to admit too, I love Taika Waititi.
Yeah.
As was the IG-11.
IG-11. Yeah.
Wow.
And can I just say how much I love that entire sequence?
Oh yeah.
That was it was the right combination of comedy and action, and to a certain extent it humanized the Mandalorian.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
The other cool thing with that too is that, you know, we've only seen the IG units. We saw it once in Empire Strikes Back, and we never really saw one in action at all.
Well, we saw the head in A New Hope.
Oh, that's right.
The discarded coffee maker.
We also saw one in the scrap pile in Cloud City in Empire Strikes Back as well.
Yeah.
But it was really cool to actually see one in action. And I'm really not giving away anything because it was one of the publicity
right. Yeah, you've seen it.
Of him. That he's just like this. He's just this whirligig of guns.
Yeah.
But and credit to Taika Waititi that he could have played it for laughs, but he didn't. But he was still able to pull off the humor, you know, especially when things are going bad. He's like, I will initiate self-destruct sequence. What? No.
The humor was in the situation, not in the comedy, not in the
right. Exactly. He delivered it seriously, but it was still comedic because of the situation they're in, because of the context. But I guess that was his character in that vampire movie or show that he did.
What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah, What We Do in the Shadows. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess his character was kind of similar. He was an earnest, serious character, but the situation was so ridiculous that he couldn't help but be funny.
Exactly. And it's so different from him as Korg.
Right.
Yeah.
I think most people know him as Korg.
Yeah.
And rightfully so.
And then, pretty soon they're all going to know him as Adolf Hitler as well. So it's
yeah, something to be well known for.
Yeah, exactly. But it's overall, the first episode gives you enough to hook you.
Oh God, yeah.
Yes.
Now, I was having a conversation with somebody at work that they weren't thrilled over the fact that this is going to be doled out one episode a week. What's your opinion on this? Because I actually have zero issue with that. I like the slow drip.
I could go either way. This doesn't bother me. I like the anticipation of waiting for what the next episode is going to be.
Right.
It wouldn't have bothered me if they dropped it all at once, because I would have binged it all at once. Or doing it this way is fine too. I mean, either way, once they all drop, I'm just going to go back and watch them all over again anyway. So.
Exactly. Just put it in my veins.
Yeah, pretty much. Until and you think about it, we're going to get an episode a week right up until Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
And then we can just watch it on repeat. Watch the entire series on repeat until season 2 comes out next year.
Yeah.
I will say that this show would definitely benefit from a binge watch, in my opinion, because they dropped a lot of information in that first episode that I had no idea what the hell they were talking about.
Yeah.
Again, I'll bring it up in spoilers, but like they use some terms, and I'm like, I want to feel like I know what they're talking about, but I got nothing.
Right.
But you know what? One of the benefit of having it drop on a weekly basis as opposed to doing it all at once is that you can go back and just focus on a single show, on a single episode, and watch
Right.
that repeatedly until the next one comes up. So any details that you missed, because when you're binge watching, you just want to go on to the, you just want to move on to the next one and see what's going to happen. Whereas you can, like I said, I've watched it 3 or 4 times now, and I'm picking up things that maybe I didn't notice the first time around. And like you said, some terminology that, yeah, maybe I'm a Star Wars fan, maybe I should pick up on. Oh, okay, now it makes sense.
Yeah, it's not really a negative for me. It's just it's because I want to know what they're talking about. Like I love the Mandalorians. I think that how they are portrayed in this show, it's fantastic. It's just I want more, and I know I'm getting that, which is great. Just for right now, it's a little frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. I can definitely understand that, but this is television in general.
Yeah.
I love the fact that these are being doled out once a week for the simple fact that for the most part, when something drops all at once, it's not so much I want to watch every episode and I want to absorb everything about the episode. It's how fast can I get through this entire season? And I think that there's a lot of stuff, and maybe this is the way I watch TV. I just tend to start missing stuff because now it's like, gotta get to the next episode, Right. Whereas this, one a week, pretty much till the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to enjoy every piece. I'm going to think about it. It's going to cause me to reflect upon it. And I know that we've discussed having a viewing party for this once everybody's busy lives are all done. And we can actually just sit and talk about the whole series, or at least for the first season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that'll probably be like one of our year-end things when we discuss the entire season in general spoilers.
Nice.
Yeah, be a good do at the end of the year, do a season review.
Exactly. All in all, for the people that aren't able to watch it right now, or the people that haven't gotten around to watching it yet, this is the kind of Star Wars that is, it's great for the new era, the Disney Wars era. But there's enough fan service in there too for the people that just still lost their minds that they couldn't get 3 70-year-old actors to, pretend that they were in their 30s again.
Right, exactly.
Considering one of them is dead. It's and I'm gonna leave it with this. I actually saw this really great thing on Twitter, and it was just watch the first episode of Mandalorian. Dave Filoni just did so much that Kathleen Kennedy wishes she could touch. And right above it was the retweet saying, "Should I tell him who produced it?"
Yeah. Should we tell him who Dave Filoni's boss has been for the last 15 years?
Yeah.
Because I can tell you, George Lucas wasn't at the office every day.
No, he was not.
Okay.
So that was the spoiler-free portion of the show. Yeah. If you've watched the show or you don't care about being spoiled, we're going to be talking some spoilers. We're going to be talking some Easter eggs for a little bit. So if you're leaving now, don't forget to like and subscribe to the video. Comments below about what you want to see within The Mandalorian. Don't forget to subscribe to us everywhere, including our Twitter feed, which is at Geek Salad Radio, and on Facebook at Geek Salad Podcast. So I am giving you to the count of 5 to hit the pause button and then watch it and then come back. So ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Think they're gone?
I hope so.
Because holy shit, spoiler.
Oh my God. All right.
My mind, I literally screamed at the end when I saw that. When I saw the baby Yoda
creature. We don't have a species name.
No.
For a universe, for an extended universe that has named every piece of flora and fauna.
Oh my God, yes.
Yoda's species doesn't have a name.
Nope.
Is insane to me.
You know what this reminded me? It reminded me of the ending to the first episode of the pilot episode of DuckTales, the reboot.
Yeah. Oh, where they
We're like,
to.
are they finally going to touch on this?
Yeah.
I
But yeah,
I'm
that's
just so
and they,
crazy about
and
that
they did such a good job at the beginning with when they're all they said was he's 50 years old. That's all it is like
Yeah.
okay. And then when IG-11 is like, well, species age differently, and you're thinking to yourself, oh, could they? I thought to myself, oh, they didn't, did they? And when they revealed the
ears,
it's like, oh my god! And I mean, come on.
I
Isn't that
am
the
all right.
cutest?
So here's a theory I heard about that: is that because this is 7 years after the Empire has fallen, there are warring factions of imperial governors,
right?
All over
the grandpas.
Werner Herzog is one of them, and Giancarlo Esposito is the other one. And the Mandalorian was hired by the one that told him keep the asset alive.
Oh, so you think Giancarlo Esposito hired IG-11?
IG-11 was not sent by the client.
That's right.
Sent by Carlo Esposito's Grand Moff, who is probably looking to kill any foundling, force sensitive foundlings.
Yes. Yeah.
Which makes a lot of sense. Whereas Herzog probably wants to use that, to bring a rise of the Empire again.
Well, that doctor of his,
Dr. Pershing.
Yeah. He seemed like he was the one that really, really wanted to kind of use or at least study.
Well, I think the client, Werner Herzog's character, his ideal is yes, bring the specimen alive, because I think Pershing wants to do something, but he is an imperial.
We're bringing midichlorians back into this, I think.
Yeah, but I think Werner Herzog's character, ideally, yes, he wants to bring it alive, but he's pragmatic enough to know that, hey, if he dies, if it dies, that's fine. We just need proof. I think at the end, if he can't have the little Yoda baby alive, he wants to keep Giancarlo Esposito's character from getting it.
Right.
At any cost, whatever the cost may be.
Possibly.
Yeah. I love some of the Easter eggs in the show.
How about the Enclave?
Yeah.
Seeing all these Mandalorians in one spot, outside of the Clone Wars, this is like the first time you've seen like a bunch of Mandalorians in a group in live action.
Right.
That's one thing I also did love. Is like I loved it, but I also wanted more of it. It was the delve into the Mandalorian culture. I mean, I'm assuming that she's called the Armor Master or the Armor.
They call the Armor.
Okay, yeah. There's you can tell there's so much depth there that I would love for them to kind of just delve into. What is the Great Purge?
Well, you know what it is? It was a callback for those of us who love the video games, especially Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah.
Knights of the Old Republic really dives deep into Mandalore history and Mandalore culture.
Right.
And this kind of brought that back into canon in the sense that it touched upon a lot of the stuff that Knights of the Old Republic really kind of brought to the fore. Like, anybody could being a Mandalorian doesn't mean you have to be native to Mandalore. You were brought into, like you said, he's the Mandalorian said he was a foundling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So he doesn't necessarily mean he was a Mandalorian, but he was brought into the Mandalorian culture, and and he's considered a Mandalorian.
Right, and now he is assembling his armor. And
right, when they said this, has your signet, has your signet been shown or has it been revealed? You're thinking, okay, he's still in the process of taking the steps towards becoming a full member of the Mandalorian tribe.
Right. And Wow. I mean, it's just cool because he's got that little shoulder pontoon, and I'm assuming throughout this season he's going to get more, and he's going to.
You see, every publicity photo you see of him, he's got the full shiny Beskar steel armor, whereas now he's just got like sort of like the tattered Boba Fett style armor. It's different. Different pieces are different colors, and they're all dented and scraped. So you're going to see. I think as the episodes go on, you're going to see more Beskar steel armor, and he's going to have that by the season finale. He's going to be in the full shiny armor.
I want to see him use that gun, because the only time he's used that gun is to shock that thing.
Oh, I'm not going to spoil it, but episode 2 is going to your dream will come true, Mike. In episode 2.
You know where that came from,
What?
You know where
the holiday special
comes from, right?
Yeah, the holiday special.
Yeah.
Oh, I have never seen the holiday special.
That's where Boba Fett made his debut, was in the holiday special.
Yeah.
But he was animated, and he had that exact gun.
Oh, nice.
It looked exactly like that. That's where Jon Favreau got the idea for it.
Whoa. Yeah.
We lost Andy.
He does that every now and then.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like you said, it touches upon the Mandalorian culture, and you want to see more. And like I said, for us who played, for the Star Wars fans who played the video games.
Oh yeah, I definitely.
It was like, because I liked I love the Clone Wars, but I wasn't a big fan of what they did to Mandalore. Made it into a neutral, peace-loving nation and stuff like that. It's like, well, that's not what Mandalorians are. But by bringing in the Death Watch and stuff like that, and bringing back the warrior culture of Mandalore, and then you're seeing an extension of that with this show. I mean, Dave Filoni he knows what he's doing. He's got his Star Wars down.
Yeah.
And can you believe that this was his very first piece of live action directing?
It's unbelievable. And can we give a shout out to Jon Favreau's writing? Because wow.
Yes.
Having those two together.
It's interesting just how simple.
And you know what? One aspect that I love about the show was the idea that Han Solo was the Han Solo getting frozen into carbonite was the the prototype for it's becoming standard practice for all bounty hunters now. Now, like it's like you're not worth your salt as a bounty hunter if you don't have your own portable carbon freezing chamber.
I'm obsessed with that. I'm obsessed with the portable, your mobile carbon freezing chamber. What I love about that too is when the bounty, played by Horatio Sands, who did a
great job, by the way, and they did an awesome job with the. It wasn't until I was listening to a review of it that I figured out it was Horatio Sands, just because they did such a good job with the makeup.
He was so annoyingly fascinating,
right?
But it was perfect.
Yeah,
but he confirmed 2 things now: Bathrooms are canon, and Life Day is canon.
Yes, it is. Speaking of, as an aside, Jon Favreau has said he's got ideas already in place for doing a holiday special.
I've already said that animated thing is now going to be like full on like heavy metal, with white dudes and violence and kitties, just like.
But really, I mean, that whole opening scene did such a good job for setting the feel of what the show was going to be.
Right. I love too, like when the bounty found all those all the carbonite slabs, and every single one of them, their faces were in abject horror.
Yep. And his was too at the end.
Yep.
And that just that whole sequence with I don't know what that alien was, but all of a sudden he's got a flute and he's calling land speeders.
Yep.
With a flute. But then you like at the beginning when you see the land speeder being piloted by the astromech droid, and he's like, droids, That's kind of played off for laughs, but then you see later on, while he's in the Enclave, when he's having flashbacks, well, he's a survivor of the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
He's seen battle droids destroy his home. So yeah, you can understand why he's got this thing against droids.
Yeah.
Right. I love it too that the driver of his speeder was Brian Posehn.
Yes. But
finally in Star Wars.
And to that is, we talk about the attention, how cinematic this movie is. The attention to detail. And again, it's one of those things that you catch on like your third or fourth viewing. Like when his land speeder pulls up, you're seeing parts of it falling off onto the ice. As soon as he stops, you see things little sparking and stuff like that. But I saw like little piece of panels like falling off from the bottom.
And some of the other Easter eggs, the Gowakian space monkey looking on a spit.
Salacious Crumb.
Yes.
Salacious gonna have crumbs.
Yeah. He's got some serious problem.
The Gonk droids.
Oh, the Gonk droid. The door droid from Jabba's palace.
I also loved how the stormtrooper armor was all like battered and gross and dirty. Yeah, this is an empire that has nothing left.
It is. It's in tatters. It's in ruins. It's 7 years after the fall of the Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
It's not like you're gonna be able to get armor cleaner and then shine it up when you need to.
Exactly. Who do they have to impress now? It's just there's so. I'm really looking forward to going through this series and experiencing this series. And again, I don't care. It's every week. I really love that I have to wait.
Right. Same here.
Yeah, I got no issue with it. It's just I want more than they're giving me. I know it's coming. It's just I want it now.
Right. Well, you weren't a Game of Thrones fan, so that's the thing is that we dealt with this for years.
Literally years.
Literally years, and having to wait a year and a half or 2 years in between seasons.
No, but I am an MST3K fan.
Right.
19 years there.
Yeah, I understand that. But we always had the older episodes, and those things aren't like there's really no sequence to them.
Yeah,
no. to an extent.
Until you go to Sci-Fi Channel.
Yeah, but overall, I really like this show. Disney Plus on day one did not let me down.
No,
not at all.
I mean, God.
I've been enjoying it every day since
day one. I pull up the app, I put it on Autumn's phone, and she's going through the list going, I had no clue how deep this bench was.
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah.
Oh, you should see the link. You should see the size of my watch list.
Yeah. Oh, my watch list isn't huge yet, but it will be.
Mike, Gargoyles.
I've already watched the first 4 episodes.
Uncensored.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I
guess I know what episode you're talking about.
Yeah, I guess there's well, that's the thing. Disney's like going open the entire vault. Stuff that you didn't think they would open, they opened.
There are still a few I really want for them to drop, but I can wait. There's plenty there.
Right. There is plenty of time. There will be a way. I'm gonna guess that the next wave of mass content will probably be when it hits everywhere else in the world, which is probably the end of March, I think.
Yeah.
Or they might also kind of open it up with a Winter Soldier and Falcon.
True.
Yeah.
That's very true. That might be when the next. And who knows? I mean, this might be the thing where monthly they're just giving you little drips of older classic movies. Maybe the Gnome Mobile will show up next month. Maybe
that's what I'm waiting for.
The Gnome Mobile?
Yep.
And I'm waiting for Condor Man.
Condor Man, Jesus.
And
that was a Disney Channel staples in the 80s.
I'm gonna hit you with a deep. I'm gonna hit you with a deep dive.
What monkeys go home?
Earth Star Voyager.
Oh God. Yeah.
We're actually waiting for Return of Treasure Island to come up.
I've never heard of that one.
Ryan Blessed is Long John Silver. It was on the Disney Channel. It was on the Disney Channel.
I will say this: the quality of the Mandalorian gives me so much hope for the Obi-Wan Kenobi series and the Cassian Andor series.
Absolutely.
It shows that Disney is not going to cut corners with their biggest property.
Right. Well, also look at me with the MCU stuff.
Yeah.
Now that we know what they're capable of doing, and then giving it to Kevin Feige, to supervise. I mean, Falcon and Winter Soldier is going to be amazing. WandaVision is just going to be next level.
Yeah. And this also gives me so much hope for like some of the animated stuff coming up, like Miss Marvel, Moon Knight.
Oh, and the What If series.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure, those are animated, not live action, but if they're putting this kind of dedication into
I thought Moon Knight was live action.
No, I think all three of that and She-Hulk, I think all three are animated.
No,
they've been looking live action.
I'm pretty sure the only ones that are animated are the What If series and the Miss Marvel.
Oh,
I think Moon Knight
is live action.
Huh?
I thought Ms. Marvel was going to be live action.
Yeah, I think maybe only the What If series is the animated. I think everything else. I think Moon Knight and She-Hulk are live action. So.
Oh, cool! I
know She-Hulk is definitely live action because.
Yeah, I mean, for some reason, I just thought that they were animated. Weird.
Yeah, well, I know that people have been like, well, Ronda Rousey, definitely. I'm like, no.
No, God.
Not for She-Hulk. Stephanie Beatriz, on the other hand, there's your She-Hulk.
Yeah.
No idea.
I would say Gina Carano.
Or they are using her in Star Wars.
That's true. She's in this, right?
Yeah, she's in The Mandalorian. Her character hasn't come up yet, but she will.
Right. Yeah, that was a funny thing. There are no women in the first episode of the show.
Well, the Armorer.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, the Armorer. Sorry. You're right. Never mind. So,
and we don't know if the baby Yoda is a female. So,
true.
Could be a baby Edel.
Yeah.
Maybe. So, you guys have anything else you want to add before we sign off?
No, I love this show. Disney's got me hooked on this one.
Oh yeah,
it's worth the money.
Definitely.
Yeah. So, anyway, what are your thoughts on The Mandalorian? Please leave a civil comment below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Mike, Joe, and I host a little podcast called Geek Salad, where we cover all your pop culture needs. You can check that out here at YouTube with all the full audio and on our website, geeksalad.podbean.com. We're available on Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, and Google Music. And I already went over our social medias at the top of the show, or actually when we cut from spoilers.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I think I got everything. So excellent. I'm going to wrap this up because I want to go upstairs right now and watch episode 2.
I'm telling you, episode 2. It gets better. It just shows you that this show is going to get better and better.
Nice.
Excellent.
And this is
right.
And I'm not spoiling it, but this is the episode directed by Rick Fumiyi. I can't even pronounce the guy's name, but
Fumiyawa.
Yeah,
Fumiya. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, anyway, until next time, I'm Andy.
I'm Mike.
And I'm Joe.
Go forth and be nerdful. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.